Neutral Horde humans coming. New evolved forms. The war within. Is Doran debating us? Maybe not. I've been thinking Horde are going to get humans eventually. Ever since the Alliance got elves, well, blood elves essentially with the void elves, I always thought this was going to happen. But let's see what Doran has in terms of evidence of why the Horde are going to get humans. Before ogres, yeah, before ogres.
I know, crazy title, sounds ridiculous, but if I told you guys a month ago that
It's like Doran knows that we're all like always talking about how he's baiting us.
Horde will be getting playable
He
dwarves,
knows.
you would have thought that I'm just clickbaiting and making things up, so just hold on for a second and let me explain what is going on.
Imagine the Horde
These
get
humans are
humans
not
before ogres.
your regular humans, and everything that you can currently see about them is completely hidden. The only shot where you can actually decipher something is of a massive, cool Tyrann-like paladin, much larger than a regular human. These guys are the descendants of Reichel. They not only seem to have multiple forms, but they are the descendants of another kingdom on another continent we are yet to discover, possibly Avaloran, and they also have absolutely no ties to the Alliance, seeing they left before Lordran was even a thing.
It's true, I want to be Doran.
Lordran. Blizzard confirmed that they have been involved differently with the use of the light and the so-called holy fire we never even heard about. So literally, who even
these, if you don't know, these ships are powered by holy fire. That's freaking badass, man. It's like taking light to another level. I freaking love this lore and aesthetic.
These guys, what do they look like?
I can't wait to go there.
Them joining the Horde, much like the Earthen, as a new neutral allied race. U.GG now has the coolest update where you can see all the builds from the Team Echo roster, so you can check out
the Alliance can take all the elves. People love elves, man. I'm pretty sure blood elves are the most played race on the Horde, like by a lot. And I guarantee you, you guys always talk shit about humans. A lot of Horde would make humans. They would, because humans are the best race in the game.
DPS to tanks, all of course
Prove me wrong.
based on hard data from the very best of WoW players. Personally, I've been playing a Fury Warrior all my WoW career, and as you can see, I can find the best performing builds, most optimal gear, best in slot, gems, enchants, trinkets, all with a single click of a button and a super straightforward UI. So make sure to click the link in the description, check out u.gg, and optimize your performance for 10.2 completely free.
Use Doran's link.
One of the most interesting things we had seen from the War Within announcement are these Arathi humans that are coming, and once you start digging really deep
this looks so good. I have to say, like, of all the things Blizzard's up-resed and added, this kingdom, as Stromgarde, I think maybe here, it looks so damn good.
You see that they're going to be one of the coolest features of the new expansion. Like, there's actually some exciting lore. Now, the quickest summary possible of the lore is that they're in Blizzard's own terms, the so-called Uber Paladins, light fanatics that were drawn in by a story of a falling star they heard about, and then they established themselves on this new continent.
Oh my god, this looks amazing. This looks freaking amazing. I'm so excited to go to this zone. Look at this shit. Oh, it's like, and it's the thing is, it's underground, but it doesn't feel like it's underground because of this whole crystal thing that they thought of. It was a very smart idea the way they did this. I cannot wait to go here. This looks like straight out of Lord of the Rings.
They evolved to start using holy fire, like something we've never seen before, as in they're literally fueling their ships with this magic, and pretty much their entire existence is dedicated around that massive light crystal in the sky. It's been close to a month since the announcement. So many people are saying that this is the tip of Sargeras' sword, which not only did Blizzard literally a day later say that it isn't, but honestly, I mean, it doesn't even make sense. I mean, the sword is in Silitudes. This is like many kilometers further on an island, and most importantly, the sword was plunged like a few years back while these guys arrived to this star likely thousands of years ago. So this is 100% a light crystal, and in my opinion, I'm almost certain this is in some way related to a Naru. Either an actual Naru or a Naru ship.
Yeah, I think he's right. The fact that it phases between, because it's a fact that this crystal at the top of the zone will fade between light and shadow, and when it goes shadow mode, like all these Nerubians will attack the city, and you got to push them back. Like that's going to consistently happen in this zone, and that we've seen Naru do that before. They will phase between the two, light and void. So So that does make sense that it is a Naru.
The reason this speculation is popular
there's
is
a Naru
because
inside of it.
Naru are known to have polar opposite cycles, so shards of pure light that transform into pure dark void. We have seen this in the past on multiple occasions, and just recently, this gigantic shard that is in the sky, although technically all of this is actually underground, it is just that the shard is so bright, so it serves as the sun kind of turning it into the sky. However, this shard started switching to void every now and then, meaning something sinister started going on. Now, a few key things I want you to focus on with
supposedly
these
this switching is happening more now.
The interviews that we know about. First of all, we know very little about these humans, and I mean visually. Story-wise, Blizzard gave us some interviews, some hints, so we can kind of connect the dots with the previous lore.
Weren't they Arathi humans?
We had barely seen these humans. We got a shot where cool Tyrann-looking paladin is wielding the light, and we got this artwork where all of them are fully clothed like
so damn good. This armor sets are amazing, man.
Completely head to toe with armor, but you can't really distinguish their form and what they look like.
That's a male set. That's a male set. If I was a male wearer, which I'm not, I'm a Death Knight, I'll be wearing this. But this looks so good. I've never seen a male set look this bulky.
Close up. Only one shot exists from a distance, showing their more normal human form. And I think the reason for this is that they look different when compared to regular humans, and that this is a new human form that we are yet to see.
Very cool.
Now, of course, don't get me wrong, I don't think this is going to be some crazy human form where they got like 6 arms and 2 heads, but I think they're going to have multiple forms, similar to how you had that gigantic and skinny cool Tyranns. These guys
never got the skinny boys. Remember when everyone thought we were getting these as a playable version of the humans? They never gave it to us. And this is just the undead skeleton, but, you know, brought back as a human. I don't know why they never gave us this. It would be so easy for them.
You have a more normal and cool Tyrann type
form,
but very likely modified and something unlike we had seen before with new and distinct
let the man cook. Maybe he's got more evidence.
Influenced. Remember, in the past, they came up with that completely new skinny cool Tyrann form in BFA, although that never actually ended up being playable. Second thing to keep in mind is that these humans have absolutely, and I mean absolutely, nothing to do with the Alliance.
Can I ask a question real quick? Why has Blizzard never given us these helms in the game? Look at how badass these helms are. It's literally like the Spartan, you got that Spartan hedgehog thing, but it's metal, and then you got backwards facing Viking horns. Why have we never seen, this is Lord Iranian, these are guards from Lordaeron, this cinematic, it takes place in Lordaeron. Why have we never gotten a helm like this? This is so badass. Blizzard, check your own damn cinematics. Give us this shit.
Alliance, not the Alliance of Lordaeron, not the New Alliance or any type of human alliance, and I'm pretty certain they don't even know about the other human kingdoms. Third is that Blizzard has confirmed that these guys have evolved into these new conditions, which could signal a completely different look. Let's very quickly overview the lore that we know and who Blizzard told us that these guys actually are, as I think there are quite a few misconceptions going around the community at the moment in regards to these Arathi humans. Remember, all humans came from the Vrykul. They literally deflated from the gigantic forms they had back in Northrend. They lost like half their size. Originally, these Vrykul were the followers of Tyr, and remember, Tyr was just actually resurrected, and Tyr's god that originally had Vrykul is more relevant than ever with all these.
I'm sure we'll get more like original human lore with the with the return of Tyr and everything like that.
2.5 kins that show that Tyr is going to be a massive part of the World Soul Saga, very likely. Then all these Vrykul that turn into humans united under the nation of Arathor, also known as the Arathi Empire, with the capital of Stromgarde, which is also very highly likely to be revamped soon.
Good. This is what an up-resed, brand new looking human city should look like. Stromgarde looks freaking amazing. I love this place. I hope we get to go here for some reason. Whatever it is, I hope Blizzard gives us a reason to go back here.
Soon in WoW Midnight. Now, over time, the Empire split. It's separated into a whole bunch of other nations, other kingdoms. These are your Stormwinds, Lordaerons, Gilneas. Some of these have even split further. So, for example, the Gilneas expedition turned into Kul Tiras over time. Now, this is when these guys come, and this might be one of the most interesting human lore in a while. So, the post-BlizzCon interview with Blizzard's writing team said says that when Arathor split,
Yeah, if they remade
there was
Horde, they
another
should make it
group
look like
we didn't know about. They didn't spread around the continent like the rest, but they spawned a brand new kingdom somewhere across the sea, a whole new kingdom we never ever learned about. Now, you may be thinking, I mean, cool, these are these new guys from the War Within, these light paladins, but actually, this is not them. The Uber paladins living underground are a derivative of this new kingdom that went across the sea.
Oh,
They're the more
interesting.
fanatical parts of that kingdom that decided to follow this star. This means that the big Arathi human kingdom we are yet to see isn't on this island where we're going to, but in a completely different zone. A lot of people have, for some reason, said
I didn't know that.
these are fake leaks because that 11.0 popular Evalorian leak didn't.
God, man, we got fucking debated so hard. Remember how I analyzed the shit out of these things? Oh my god. We got wrecked.
Not to be true, that said that Evalorian is a continent, but
Got
Evalorian
wrecked
is
by those.
definitely still happening. I mean, I think a lot of people have bunched up the two very different stories from Dragonflight and they kind of put them together. The Castleguard thing and the Evalorian thing are a completely separate story. The Castleguard dwarves went into a fissure and evolved. These are the Earthen that we're seeing.
Right.
Evalorian is a place likely beyond the storm where the rebellious Titan Forge group came, and this could be the place where this new Arathi human kingdom came in. So all of this is
That's
content that is
interesting.
yet to happen, and very
Now it
likely
is, I believe it is already confirmed that we're not getting like a new continent in Midnight. Midnight is going to be like revamping some old zones, including Northrend and stuff like that. So we're not getting a new what's it called? The Last Titan. I don't know if they confirmed or not. Now they're not even making that expansion yet. They're working on WoW Midnight and the War Within right now. But if we got a new continent, or if we're even gonna get one, would it be this new Arathi kingdom? That would be cool.
a big patch zone that will be coming in the
Oh,
War
could
Within.
be a
Now,
patch
if you're
zone. That's an
confused,
interesting
as
thought. I didn't think
everyone
about
is,
that.
Blizzard has kind of goofed with the location of the War Within zone. On one occasion, they told us it is west of Kalimdor, on another they showed us it is around Pandaria, but nonetheless, important thing to keep in mind is that it is a lot closer to Horde territory in the southern part of Kalimdor and Silithus
That's
than
true.
it is closer to Stromgarde and the ancient Arathi Empire. So this is where I think the neutral humans may come in. We got a few interesting bits going on that can make sense
What
of
up,
all
Dad?
this stuff. Blizzard is doing a neutral playable race thing, giving dwarves for the first time ever to the Horde, which
Yeah.
I would say is a pretty big deal. Humans are
It
your
is.
most basic Warcraft race, and pretty much all variations, apart from the Vrykul, are actually playable.
They're basic, but they're the coolest, okay?
That is because the
Best.
Vrykul are just so much different. They're essentially a completely different race.
Only
These
big boys play
Arathi human
humans.
variations are more akin to mega orcs and regular orcs that all eventually became playable, even though initially
Okay, but if the Horde get humans, are the Alliance going to get orcs? I'm just saying, like, we do have... Maybe they get, like, light-forged orcs or so. I don't know. But it was only fair. Because humans are the quintessential Alliance race. And that's what orcs are for the Horde. So we got to do an even swap. Are you going to give orcs to the Alliance? That's my question.
they weren't playable. Now, in WoW Midnight, Blizzard is doing this whole uniting the Elven tribes thing to save what allows from the gigantic void invasion that they talked about. We still, of course, don't know exactly what this means, but it could likely start to turn the elves into a neutral race, which could become yet another precedent. Remember, Blood Elves are a part of the Horde, but they have been a part of the Alliance for a lot
High
longer
Elves were on the
historically.
Alliance.
In fact, it was mainly due to Sylvanas and conditions at the
Who
time
are the
that they
Blood
decided
Elves?
to join the Horde, and so much has changed since then. The Blood Elves with these customizations started getting different looking eyes, which essentially means they're no longer the fell corrupted Blood Elves, but they're returning more to their High Elven form, and High Elves have been a part of the Alliance since a long time, so
Yep.
that kind of puts us in a really tricky position.
High elves and humans are like OG Alliance races.
Then they have recently had a split with the Void Elves, which at the time was like blasphemy.
Well,
to them,
Midnight's
but
gonna
I'm
take care of
guessing
all
that is
this
going to
elf
change
shit.
with the
If they said
actual
it's an
Void
elf expansion,
invasion.
essentially.
And with the Nightborn, we got Elisande that just returned in 10.2.5, so a lot of things are going to be happening around this part. So I really think there is something going on behind turning certain races neutral, where they're going to serve more like the Pandaren,
Yeah, that's true,
where
King
they
Julian.
can actually choose their faction. Now, this is exactly where these humans step in. At the moment, humans have the regular and the Kultiran form.
Yes.
These guys seem to have both of them.
I don't know if these guys would necessarily be the humans that go both ways. It's an interesting thought from Gridiron Spartan. They could get humans maybe like in Thanos. Maybe. I mean, we also have Kaliamenethil. Kaliamenethil is like an undead human, so maybe that's how they bring humans to the Horde. They kind of bring them in like an undead form. And don't forget, Kalia is not undead by necromancy. She was brought back to life by the light. So she is an undead born of the light, which is an interesting story that they haven't really played on too much yet. But maybe you get more of those kinds of humans, and those become the Horde humans.
Those forms.
She's light forged undead. Yeah, exactly.
Neutral, the Horde is going to get
okay,
both
time
of
to
these
queue
forms,
up. Yeah.
and it is going to make sense in the lore. Also, if you really think about it, with the fact that the factions have essentially united, there is no reason why a new race will join the Horde and the other will join the Alliance, since they're not actually battling each other. This made sense back in the day
most
when
races will probably
we were
be neutral
at war
from now
and
on.
there was constantly wars between the factions going on, so the Goblins joined the Horde, the Worgen joined the Alliance. However, you might have noticed that since BFA, they haven't done that, and very likely they will never do that in the future.
Yeah.
So I think
it also creates less dev time, right? If you just make one race and give it to both factions rather than having to make two.
Most new playable races in the future are going to go the neutral route, much like the Draktyr or the Dwarves, or even these new potentially neutral humans. Furthermore, if you guys have followed the 10.2.5
also, when we get
news,
Tuskar at the end of Dragonflight, they'll be
Tyr's God is
neutral.
starting to turn into a really big deal,
Yep,
and it
you heard it
seems
here.
like a way to homogenize all paladins into one order, one related to the light and most importantly Tyr. These Arathi humans are related to both, so I could totally see this storyline that is currently going on happening. They got this new interesting technology. As you might have seen from the trailer, they got very unique architecture, very similar to Gilneas, as well as multiple customization forms and a unique way to serve the light. So realistically, with the way they're setting them up, with the current storylines, with the fact that they seem to sort of been hiding their customizations.
Look at them, they got like light forged shit in the vials, man. These are so cool.
Forms. I do think these guys could very likely become neutral humans that the Horde will be able to get at some point in the future. I know, sounds crazy, but if I told you the same thing about the Earth just a month back, you would have thought that I was just making things up. Thank you for watching. Check out why the revamp at midnight will be so much bigger than people think by clicking on the screen, and check out my video on ancient Greek colonies in Spain by also clicking on the screen as well. See you next time.
Yeah, look, a lot of what he said, very possible. Certainly very possible. Did he reach a little bit? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, there's no confirmation that the Horde are in fact getting humans. Do I think it's possible? Of course. I think it's definitely possible. I think it will happen. And if we get any races going forward, like I said, they probably will be neutral. So it's very possible that, yes, we get a human race and they are neutral. But I want to know, what's the Alliance getting in return? Because we gave the Horde dwarves. Now we're giving them humans, maybe. Are they going to give us orcs? Just saying. I guess we'll find out.